over the past 45 years, not just in this building, but across the entire Allegheny Highlands. And we thank you for that. Now, I do have to point out here that your years of service here, the many decades you had, is almost twice my age. And we so appreciate you. I can recall the first year that I was here when this was coming from high school. And I was working, and here in London, it didn't matter if he was on his way to clean up a school, if he was emptying the trash, if he was outside getting ready to mow the grass. Every time you saw him, he had a positive attitude and a smile, and he would say, all the time, dear Wayne. And, you know, dear Wayne never let that smile in his face, but you could tell when something was awry, because dear Wayne would come down the hall and instead of saying, what are you doing, Wayne? He would say, I don't know. I just don't know. But again, dear Wayne, we appreciate your 45 years of service here. When I left for Covington High School and then came back up here in consolidation, I'll never forget the first thing that Wayne said to me. He had this little smirk on his face and he said, welcome back. And it was a grand welcome, dear Wayne. We're going to miss you. We appreciate all you've done. We can't thank you enough. We could give you a $100,000 check and that still wouldn't match the compensation. We don't have that money yet, but that's still wouldn't match what you deserve this for. Hey, can we give it up for dear Wayne again?
confidential, and he will keep it to himself. There are gives them high fives and fist bumps. In the hall, ends it yearly encouragement. Gary completes a full day of work at school and then he goes to games to support students or drives them to away games on the activity bus, or he assists coaches on the sidelines at football games. Long before students and staff arrives at school, Gary is the one who's there, regulating the heat in the winter, shoveling the snow with his staff, and regulating the air conditioning in the summer before he cuts the lawn and meets his loyal staff to complete necessary tasks for the day. Gary Wayne is a simple man, and I love that about him. He's truly a gentleman. He's a father, a grandfather, an uncle, a brother, a friend, a loyal member of the Covington Word Hands, and a loyal deacon at his church. Gary Wayne is a powerful, praying man of God, as you can tell by the cap that he wears lately. And he is more than that to us. He is a 45-year retired veteran of the Allegheny County School Systems. Fun facts as I close, Gary has called in sick 2 times in 45 years. Yeah.
This morning and say a few words about their way.
I, of course, remember me. He was in my class at the time, when I first came to Hampton. And he's been here ever since. I've worked with him till I retired. My wife has known him ever since then. She thinks he understands. And so do I. We're the greatest man ever in my life. We done a lot of things together. I admire him as a solid Christian man. He loves the Lord. He loves his family. He loves his church. And I think, I'm not sure about this, but I think he had a lot to do with establishing his church. It sure has been my pleasure to know him and to work with him. And we had a short period of time to talk about this today. I just been on it saying good things that I know about this man. I love and appreciate him so very, very much. It means so much to this community. He's just not a good man. He's a great man. And I appreciate it so much. I don't know many teachers here now. I know one thing, he helped us a lot because he had a good relationship with the young people in his community. And he had their respect. And he taught behaviors, situations, a lot of problems. That's the classroom. He's a bad guy. And an awesome human being.
as a coach, teacher, and administrator. You can't have a better friend than Gary Wayne Twitty. And he and I go way back to a lot of athletic events especially. But one more thing I want to tell you about my relationship with my daughter. She ain't gonna like this. About 50 years ago, right outside the door right here, when she was about 3 or 4 years old at that time, telling her age. But anyway, I gave her a spanking. I was a basketball coach at the time here, and her big brother got her into trouble because they left the premises while I was coaching. So I had to punish her. I think that's about the only time I ever had to spank her. Well, I'm crazy about her. I'm real proud of her. Really is. But this is Gary's day. Do you know what you're going to do now, sir? I got a few things to do. But anyway, if you ever watch the Andy Griffith show and watch the part where they were trying to fire or get rid of Andy Griffith, what Barney said you don't have a better friend than Sheriff Taylor. You don't have a better friend than Gary Wayne Twitty. I want to wish you the best, all right?
There's this phrase that, oh, Mr. Willis. Listen, everybody was just given this large key and it says it's the blue retirement. But I tell you what, German, I think you can beat the laws of storytelling. So how about we hear from the man himself? Let's give him a round.
I'll just be together birthday. I want to thank everybody in this building. Thank all my friends. I want to thank Reverend Dowd. He's always on my back. I tell him love, and he comes in. I want to thank Miss Judge. I want to thank all my coaches I've been to. There's been a lot of them. And I want to thank the student body. I want to thank all the teachers. I want to thank my beautiful girl, she on my back. I love her to death, and she knows it. That's right. And I'm going to miss it, but I ain't going to cry. They Derek said, Kern go out and back. Kim go out and back. I'll work with you. I won't work here today. But I want to thank the student body and the whole faculty, the Alabama Southern School, the public. Thank you for this. I didn't know anything about it. But I just want to say thank you.
It's
you were going to school here. So he went to school here and was working here at night. So it's been closer to 50 years in the building if you count his time here in high school. So that just doesn't happen anymore. To spend your career in one place and do such an amazing job at it. So thank you for your service to Covington City Public Schools, Allegheny Highlands Public Schools, Covington High School, Covington Middle School, and we're going to see that. I figured July 1st would go on again, but thank you very much for your time, sir.
Spent 45 years here in the Allegheny Highlands serving multiple school divisions, and he's just been an incredible asset overall. And we are celebrating his retirement. Mrs. Eggleston, Mrs. Boone all coordinated this, and he was presented the key to retirement today after carrying several keys for multiple decades.
And can you guys talk a little bit more about what Gary has done with the school, talk about his relationships with the students? He's obviously had an impact on the student body here, so can you talk about that relationship?
Gary Wayne is everyone's best friend. Gary is an amazing coworker, but above that, he is a great role model and mentor for our kids here at school. There's not a day that goes by that we don't have what we call a Gary Wayne moment. And that means that, you know, he's either stepping in to do something that wasn't asked of him, always lending a helping hand, or always just listening. I think my favorite part about Gary Wayne is the fact that he listens. He tries to help solve any problems that he can, and he takes pride in what he does. He's just an amazing person, and he deserves his own day. And we are so happy that we could do this for Gary Wayne. I think this is probably the first time we've kept a secret in this building that Gary Wayne was not the first to know.
Yes.
So that in itself is something to be celebrated.
Yes. He's the first one to unlock the door in the morning. He's the first one to see the kids when they walk in the door. He speaks to all of us when we walk in the building. I mean, I've only been here for 2 years, and I've known him for longer than that, but he's one of the kindest gentlemen that you'd ever meet.
Absolutely.
And we just love him.
And he does everything he does it with a smile.
Yes.
I don't know that I've ever seen him have a bad day. And to me, when you're in a building 45 years and it's repetitive and you're doing the same thing over and over, to come in here and have the same positive attitude every single day, it just speaks volumes about his character as a person.
What are you guys going to miss most? If there's one thing or a couple things you think you'll miss most about Gary?
I'm wondering if we will miss him because he is so used to being here. Yesterday, he was supposed to be off yesterday, and he actually came in anyway, and we were like, oh my gosh, he's going to find out all about this because he's going to hear about the announcements. We had the kids dress up and they all had their Cougar gear and their hats on today, and we were like, oh my goodness, he's in the building. Has he heard about this? So honestly, like, I don't think he will not be here. I think he will stop by and visit and want to see everybody because that's just him. I mean, it's just what he does.
I think what I'm going to miss the most is just what he brings to our building. He is a shining light every single day. If you're having a bad day, he can make you feel better. If you've got something going on, he's willing to bend his ear and listen. I just think overall, I'm not going to miss the coworker as much as I'm going to miss the friend.
I think just the relationship. We started off, he was the first person I met at the school, and we went over the years, we went to ball games together, whether it be high school games. We went to a Washington and Dallas Cowboy game one year. We've also went to UVA basketball games. So just that relationship over the years and the friendship that became of that.
What do you think sets Gary apart from other custodians that have, made their ways through these halls?
I think just his passion and his drive. I mean, he has a work ethic second to none. Like they said, he's up at 5 o'clock every morning. He's in here to make sure the building's warm. He takes pride in the school. It's always clean. It's always nice. And he'll do anything for anybody to make sure that, it's ready for an athletic event, an activity, whether that means coming in on a Sunday or at any time to make that happen.
Is there any kind of memory that you have of Gary that kind of just stands out, that shows who he was as a person here at Covington and in Allegheny County?
Yeah, I think just he's always wanting to be at things to support kids, whether it be a dance recital, an activity in sports, and he'll go out of his way to make sure that he's there to support all the students and staff for anything.
You said this was a complete surprise, so how are you feeling?
Oh, Joey, I didn't know anything about it, and I just come my normal day, come in and work, and I was up in the lunchroom cleaning up after breakfast, and ready to start sweeping, and Mr. Wood said, they called you to the office. Let me call you to the gym, they got a big mess in there, spill or something. And I stopped everything and we come on down, and I heard all this noise coming down the hall, and I seen all the kids, and I said, Lord Jesus. And I saw all the signs, and all the teachers, and administrators and school board members. It's amazing. It is amazing. And they didn't know this going to happen.
And how does it feel to know that all of these students came out here today, all of the teachers, they were your face, they all had different signs thanking you for your service here? How does that make you feel? I mean,
Great.
45 years is a long time.
It's a long time, great. It's a long time. Yeah. It is. I started in 1980, and I was in my senior year. I was going to school here, and the guy named Luke said it was Will Believe. He called me down to the office, and he said, you gonna get a job. I said, where I'm gonna work at? He said, well, you gonna work right here. I said, I can't. I said, I'm going to school, He said, well, this is what we're gonna do. You gonna work night shift, and then come to school in the morning. I said, I tried. Been there ever since, and I did it. Been here ever since, ain't been anywhere else.
What kept you so dedicated over 45 years? I mean, hearing that you only took a sick day twice. 2 days, that's it. I love my job. I love it. And I love being around the kids and the student body and the teachers. Had some good teachers here. And got some good teachers here now. We got some good teachers. And that's what kept me going.
And could you talk a little bit about, everybody was saying like, oh, he's retiring, but he's going to be back, and he's going to be, he's never leaving. So can you talk about what the school means to you? I mean, this is your home.
It's just like a home, and I don't live but a block up the street. I ride this building. I ride it every day. I come by here every day. I don't know. I was just raised up the way I was brought up and taught right. I just love my job. Just love it. I'm gonna miss it, but I know I'm gonna miss it, but I'll be back.
How do you remember us 500 keys? That's what I would like.
There's a lot of keys. There was a lot of keys before they changed. Oh, you should have seen the keys I had. I had more than these. I had the whole set was big. And then it lowered it now, but it's better now. Yeah. But I remember every door though. I knew the key to get in. They knew. Yeah.
Can you talk about the part of your job that maybe most people don't know? I mean, you know, people think you clean up around the school, but you're also making relationships with students and teachers.
Yeah.
We talked about heard about some students who were thinking about suicide,
Yeah.
and how like you made such a strong impact in their lives. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I could tell a kid come. I didn't know kids come talk to me. You can see when they smile when they talk to me. I just tell them I'm gonna be like I'm old school and like my mom and dad and my grandparents and all them. And I just tell them, I say it ain't that, you don't need to do this, you know. And I correct them and I say we didn't do this here. And I'd say it in a nice way, but if they don't listen, I might get up, my voice might go up a little bit, but they understand. I say, you know, I don't mean nothing bad, but I say we don't have this here. We never had this here, and we ain't gonna start it. And that's what I tell them.
And now that you're retiring, what are you going to be doing besides coming back here? You know, what's one of the things you're looking forward to most about retirement?
Well, and then me and my girlfriend, I've been on one boat trip. First time I've been on a boat, a ship, not a boat, ship. And we're gonna do another cruise in October. On another cruise, and I do little yard work on the side. And I do floors on the side and stuff like that. The way I learned here.
We heard a lot about your impact on the kids. Can you tell us about their impact on you?
I love them, and I talk to any kind of, oh man, I talk to them, and I just like kids. I don't have none of my own, but these my kids here. That's who they are. These my kids. I don't care. I got 2 grandsons, but I went to a graduation last night and saw my first grandson graduate. And I remember when he was born, and I couldn't believe he come to high school right now. Come to Northside High School last night, and I went to that last night.
Is there anything we didn't ask you that you would like to say?
No, you asked all the questions you asked me to talk to. Yeah, that's it.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You right.
We
Thank
really
y'all.
appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.